Hey, my next guest also sees growth ahead for the United States and the economy for 2026. I want to bring in Heritage Foundation Chief Economist EJ Antoni. EJ, it's great to see you. Thank you for being here on set with me here in New York.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so, Secretary Bessent has been predicting this economic feast coming in the new year. He says, watch out for that tax return because it's going to be bigger. Right. He says, watch out for the markets because they're going to power higher. What do you see?
Cheryl, I see all the dials really lining up. We've gotten tax policy, we've gotten tax reform done, we've gotten regulatory reform done. Obviously, that's ongoing, but they slashed a record number of regulations this year. That's fabulous progress, especially coming right off the back of the Biden administration that overregulated everything you can imagine. So again, tax reform, regulatory reform, they're hammering out trade deals. They're getting that done. Pro-energy policies have reduced the price of energy. That's going to filter down to prices throughout the economy. I'm very, very bullish on 2026 because, again, all the dials are really lining up right.
Yeah, well, and certainly if you've got that economic stimulus, if you don't have a drop in unemployment or unemployment, excuse me, if that picture does not worsen, and I'm not sure it will, then you certainly do have bones of a good rally. There's going to be a risk in 2026. What do you think it is?
I think Fed policy. Okay. I think if Jerome Powell gets it wrong, which he's done how many times before, right? He kept rates way too low for way too long, and then obviously he kept them too high. They are now really, really botching the job when it comes to the size of the balance sheet. They're trying to maintain a novel monetary framework they built in the spring of 2020. And so if he continues making mistakes, I think that poses the biggest single risk to the economy. So I'm so glad to see him out the door in May.
Well, that's why the next Fed chair, that decision is so meaningful because and if it's, I was just saying this at the top of the show with Gary Kaltbaum, if it's who we think it could be, which is either Kevin Hassett or maybe it's Kevin Warsh, those are two individuals who do seem to be at the top of the list that do favor rate cuts in 2026. So that's another positive.
Absolutely.
If we get there to the next Fed chair, which is a few months away.
And especially, Cheryl, I think once we also factor in, it's not just a matter, again, of cutting that rate, because the Fed did that a little more than a year ago, right? Last autumn of 2028 or 2024, right around the election, they were cutting the Fed funds rate by 100 basis points. But what happened to real world interest rates, like interest rates on mortgages or interest rates on the 10-year? They went up.
They haven't gone down.
Instead of going down 100 basis points, they went up 100 basis points. So I think Powell's replacement has to be somebody who understands that just because the Fed is turning one dial, that's not necessarily going to affect real world rates the way you want them to. There are a lot of tools in the monetary toolkit, and you got to be prepared to use them all.
That leads me to my next topic with you, because the issue of affordability is everywhere. We've talked about it with our lawmakers, but from an economic standpoint, a new study finds that Americans are becoming increasingly priced out of homes. More than 75% of homes across the U.S. have become unaffordable for the typical household. Basically, if anyone is spending more than 30% of their household income on rent or mortgage, that is unaffordable. 75%. Talk about that.
Well, I know, especially when I talk to older Americans, they say, why is it such a big deal to have a 7 or 8 or even a 9% interest rate? Because they remember when interest rates were 20% on a 30-year mortgage, right? Back in the early 80s, for example, the difference was you didn't have this huge premium in terms of how high the price of the home is, where it has never been such a large multiple of the median household income. And so it doesn't matter really whether interest rates are 7% or even 5%, you still can't afford the home because the price is just so much higher than people's income. So you got to increase supply. This really is a big supply problem. We've helped the demand side out a little bit by getting illegal aliens out of the country, because obviously the more illegal aliens you have in the country, the more of a demand there is for housing.
But that would help the supply side, though, because especially I've seen this argument happen here in New York and other states where they had a flood of illegal migrants. The argument has been they're taking up housing, affordable housing, that could be for actual Americans, people that are legal residents here of this nation.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And I've heard this argument quite a bit that all of these illegal aliens are here in the construction industry and they're building homes. But then why didn't we see a corresponding boom in terms of residential construction when we had the boom in terms of the illegal aliens Biden brought into the country? It just didn't materialize. So if you didn't have the boom to begin with, you shouldn't have a bust when all those people leave.
Yeah, well, it's going to be interesting to see, again, how economic policy plays out in 2026. it is the year of the midterms, the year of the midterms, so it's going to be tough. EJ, it's always great to have you. Thank you for being here on set today.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Always a good time to talk to you.